Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo están? Hoy vamos a continuar nuestro repaso de la unidad 1 con el verbo gustar. Today we'll review on the last activities of this chapter that is about the verb gustar, to like, okay? So we're going to have to talk about some activities that we do, like is the case in this activity, activity 4. Notice how this person is playing the guitar. How do you say that? Tocar la guitarra. That's right. So when someone likes to do something, you say a, you use the preposition a in front, and say a Jose le gusta, le being the indirect object pronoun. And we use le because it's Jose, falls on the category of él. If it would be a female, like Sonia, will also be le. Now, if it will be two people, it will be les, right? So because it's one person, you will say a José le gusta tocar la guitarra. That is the action, the other verb that is happening in this sentence, okay? So let's look at this one right here. What does she like to do? Sonia, right? A Sonia, and because it's one person, will be le gusta talk on the phone. How do you say that? Hablar por teléfono. Correct. A Sonia le gusta hablar por teléfono. Now you have number 2. Now we're talking about more than one person, right? We're talking about this group of kids. A ellos. Notice that a refers to them. A ellos. Now would you put le or les? Le is for one person. So ellos is more than one. What would it be? Le or les? Correct. Les. A ellos les gusta. And what is it that they like to do? Jugar fútbol. Muy bien. A usted. Now, usted is one person. So it will be le or les. Correcto. Le. So that's what you have to do. You click on the cue. And it will generate this little box right here. And based on the pictures, you will write your sentences. I'll do the first one with you. Again, what is it that Sonia likes to do? Talk on the phone. So you will say, a Sonia. Don't forget to capitalize. Le is the indirect object pronoun. Gusta. A Sonia le gusta hablar por teléfono. Make sure you put a period so you can get it right. Okay, and then you do that for each one of these pictures. Now, activity 5. Activity 5 talks about cultural comparison. Okay, we're going to talk about the Freedom Tower from page 29, Fiesta de San Antonio in the same page, and Comparación Cultural, page 41 and 42, in order for us to be able to answer these questions, okay? So the first question is, what is inside Miami's Freedom Tower? Number 2, what occurs during Fiesta San Antonio? We can find that information in page 29. And number 3, who votes for our winners of Los Premios Juventud? And what's Xavier's Cortada's heritage? So we're going to revisit page 29 and page 41 and 44 to find this information, okay? Let's do it. So in page 29, when we started this chapter, we talk about Estados Unidos. Estados Unidos is the name in Spanish for United States. Notice that Estados, States, Unidos, United. The adjective goes before the noun, after the noun. Estados Unidos. It's kind of backwards, right? United States in English. So we talk about the influence of the Hispanic world in the United States. A lot of places in the United States have a lot of Hispanics. Like me, for example. Majority of the cities that hold a lot of this population are Nueva York, Philadelphia, Chicago, Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, El Paso, Texas, Albuquerque, Denver, Phoenix, Tucson, San Diego, Los Angeles, San Jose, and of course, Miami, La Florida. As you know, we are very close to Cuba. Very, very close. As you can see, Cuba and Miami are extremely close. Now, other places that also have influences in the United States are Mexico, San Antonio, that are very close. Now, did you know that the population of the United States is about 321 million people? And the people that are from Hispanic descendancy is about 50 million of them. That's a lot. The city with most Hispanics in the United States is New York, with 2,336,000. Now, the percentage of Latinos is in the United States, in Los Angeles, is about 97%. And some of the foods that we know that are part and have been influenced in our culture as well from the Hispanic heritage could be something like el sándwich cubano, burritos or fajitas, and of course, tacos. Now, some of the very famous people that have influenced our culture here in the United States are Gloria Estefan, who is a singer, una cantante, Eva Mendes, an actress, you've probably seen her in a couple of movies, and also in science and other things such as Eloy Rodriguez as a biochemical. Now, something that you want to know about Miami, which is very close to us, is, let me read this to you. La ascendencia hispana. The over 40 million Hispanics living in the United States trace their roots to more than 20 nations from September 15 to October 15, Hispanic Heritage Month, which is what we are living right now. Now, this Hispanic Heritage Month celebrates the diverse backgrounds and cultures of these Americans. Do you know anyone from a Spanish-speaking country? Do you? Well, me. Yo soy de Guatemala. I am from Guatemala. And when you go to Miami, you can see a large community of Cubans, Cuban Americans. Now, la comunidad cubana de Miami, the Cuban American community, thrives in Miami's Little Havana, Calle Ocho. Calle means street. Ocho, you know what ocho means. 8. 8th Street, Calle Ocho, which is known for its Cuban restaurants, cafes, and shops, and the nearby Freedom powerhouses the Cuban American Museum. Now, so this is the Tower House, and when you have a stroll through Calle Ocho in Miami, make sure you stop there, because that's a wonderful museum to see things about the Cuban culture. Now, do you remember Los Famosos in Miami? We talked about this earlier in page 41. We talked about Los Premios Juventud. How have Latino performers and athletes affected popular culture in the United States through music and other things like art? Remember we read about this? Well, let me read this one more time. Premios Juventud is an awards show held in Miami and broadcast on Spanish language television. Teens vote for their favorite stars in music, film, and sports. Past nominees include Shakira and Juanes. They both are from Colombia. Paulino Rubio and Jael García Bernal from Mexico. Miguel Cabrera de Venezuela, and of course, Jennifer Lopez from New York. Now, these are some of the things that we talk about, and how is very similar to some of the shows that we have here in the United States. But then again, this show is held here in Miami. Another important artist that we have to talk about and do a little cultural comparison is artists from Miami. How would being Cuban American influence an artist's work? It says here, growing up in Miami, we're talking about Javier Cortada. He grew up in Miami. He was an artist. His name is Javier Cortada, and learned about his Cuban heritage through his family and community around him. Many of his paintings, as you can see right here, reflect his identity as a Cuban American. His colorful paintings, music presents a variety of instruments found in traditional Cuban music, such as son, rumba, mambo, and Afro-Latin jazz, as well as American music. Now, how many instruments can you identify in this painting? Quite a few, right? Now that we know this information, let's go back to answer our questions. So now that we have the information, we can answer the questions from Activity 5. The first question was, what is inside Miami's Freedom's Tower? What is it? Number 2, what occurs during Fiesta San Antonio? Number 3, who votes for the winners of the Los Premios Juventud? And number 4, what is Xavier Cortada's heritage? So if you need to find out, just go to page 29 and pages 41 and 44 to find more information. Okay, I will talk to you. We'll discuss more of this cultural comparison in class. Adiós.